All right, so notice there, the swimmer on the left, they're making sure that that got pulled all the way up. One of the ideas behind this race when the ladies originally put it together was to make sure people got their survival suits out, made sure their zippers worked, make sure their suits didn't actually have dry rot in them and things of that nature. Now the Coast Guard does require inspections of those suits, but this is a way to give people the opportunity to actually test them in the water, test getting in and out.
We're the worst.
So they're sticking together as a team, which is good, especially given the fact that these guys haven't raced this before. So they're making sure their zippers are all the way up. They obviously have one that was stuck a little bit. Looks like, basically if the zipper's not up all the way, when you jump into the water, your suit's gonna fill with water. So we need to make sure that doesn't happen. It's pretty uncomfortable. Sometimes if that zipper's getting stuck, you need to pull the zipper down and then pull it back up. Make sure your chin's out of the way.
That's why you gotta check it before you start.
That's where we inspect them.
All right, now we're good to go. Cheer them on. And the harbor was pretty clean. The water was pretty
Nobody
clean.
told them how to swim.
All right, so they're swimming across. Actually, they're keeping good pace with each other. A lot of times you'll see people spread out a little more.
He got kicked.
I've always found you get about halfway and realize that 50 yards is a lot further than you thought it was. All right, so the first person's getting to the raft. That raft normally would have a top on it. We take that off so that you can see what people are doing. First swimmer is in the raft, feet are clear. All right, second swimmer's there. Third and fourth are heading there. They made that actually look very effortless. Boneyard boys, you guys are on deck. All right, pull that third swimmer in, and the fourth one's almost there. Eli's Dies, you guys are number 13. You're the third team. All right, four swimmers there. They can reach out and grab them, pull them, yank them in, and their time is almost done. There we go. Good job, guys. We'll have time for you shortly. They got their zippers done. They got one almost. There we go. They're in the water. All right, obviously they have done this before. They're all swimmers. They're all fairly practiced, as you can see. They're staying together as a group together, and we'll see how quick they get in. Again, last year they had a time of 1 minute and 23 seconds. All right, and there you go.
Well, it started at 1:12, now it's 1:14.
All right. So you notice the guy at Clinton on the right, he took his shoes off. He needs to make sure he gets those back in his suit. Otherwise, that would be a disqualifier if you don't have your suit with you.
I have no idea.
Yeah, your suit, your shoes. And I was corrected. When I put on a suit, I use my dominant arm first, but typically people use their non-dominant arm first. Make sure you get your hood on. Notice that third swimmer over, the hood has gotten stuck behind. So unless he reaches back and pulls that out, if he put his arm in, that hood's going to get stuck. So it popped back out, so that's good. And he's going to be able to get a hold of it there. See if the swimmer on the left is able to do that. All right, first swimmer's in the water. You can swim on your stomach, your back, whatever you want to do, as long as you get to the raft. All right, the only hard part about swimming on your back is it's a little easy to lose perspective of where the raft's at. So you see
Yeah, I
them
know.
looking over their neck. We got a zipper that's jammed
That
up.
guy's going the wrong way.
Get that fixed. Looks like they're good to go. They're in the water.
Oh, that would be so sick. Yeah, or like a Sharpie. Maybe cut, or like you could like figure out. No, I mean,
All right, cheer them on. Our first swimmers to the raft. See how they do pull themselves in. Well, they made that look very easy. All right, second and third and fourth swimmers are headed there. All right, second swimmer is clear of the water. Third's almost there. Third's in, and they're getting ready to get their fourth swimmer. Cheer them on. That's hard, that 50-yard swim. All right, they are clear of the water. We'll give you a time here shortly. In the meantime,
you should take
we
his spot.
have
Yes,
the
take a spot right here.
barnacles. You guys can take barnacles. If you would take your suits down to the bottom, that'd be great.
Goes back, say take your own jacket.
And J-R-O-T. I actually believe, in all my years, I don't remember anybody 79 doing this race before, so anyway, good job. So you can stand up to put your suit on, you can sit down to put your suit on, either way. This is perfect because you get to see a variety of size suits, so they actually make these immersion suits in all kinds of different sizes and styles, tall suits, wide suits. They make them even smaller than that one there. I've seen them, basically for infants. So you notice there the hood got stuck a little bit. May have to come off the shoulders to be able to get that, but that's a good example of all the different sizes of suits. You'll also notice reflective material. So in an emergency situation, if the helicopter is shining light at night looking for you, that would be something that would flash and would be able to draw their attention. You'll also notice there's Velcro around the feet. So you can actually Velcro that if you're actually, once you're in the water, it helps keep air down by your feet. So you can do that as well. All right, 9-year-old is in the water.
Oh yeah. But I like just the water everywhere I go.
Christmas event, that's what it needs to
Joe did a great job of waiting to make sure everyone crew in their suits ready to go. He's not going to get caught up with them, but helping everybody get ready to go. What do the rules say about bringing your baseball cap? You have to bring your baseball cap. I guess it depends on who you are and how bald you are. I mean, so make sure you want to have your baseball cap with you. All right, we got 2 of the swimmers in the water. All right. You'll notice also, if you look at Joe's version suit there, he's actually got those little gloves that are part of that suit. Gives you, it's a little less warm, but it gives you more dexterity. So people have a preference on the type of suits, but there's a variety of them that are allowed to be used. The other ones are a 3-finger glove, a thumb, finger, and then kind of
Come on, Grandma, get it.
When people put these suits away, a lot of times there's e-verbs on them, there's whistles on them. Most people take that stuff off because we're racing, but normally there'd be other survival stuff on their suits as well. All right, cheer Joe in. We'll see how quick he catches up with everybody.
People on top of the boat. What's his name that just sacked Facebook? Over there, there's someone on the bottom of the boat. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's enough. A dog butt.
Alright, people with squirt guns. If you shoot the zipper checkers with your water gun, I'm going to come throw you in the ocean, okay? So stop spraying the zipper checkers. Unless you're bigger than me, then I won't do it. Alright, our fourth swimmer is getting pulled in and we are almost clear. There we go. Alright, again. Stand off your head. Alright, they're teamed up in sets of two, just making sure everybody's zippers are good. If you wonder why teams of 4 and not teams of 3 or 5 or whatever, the reason it's teams of 4 is because if you look out at the salmon seiner fleet, historically those were made up of 4-person teams or crews. Now a lot of times you might have 5, but historically they were all 4, and so having a team of 4 made a lot of sense. Alright, we're just getting that last zipper ready to go. Alright, we got our first racer in the water. All the zippers are checked. We got all 4 racers in the water. Know that you guys are on deck. If you guys can take your suits to the bottom of the ramp. Alright, cheer them on. Again, it's a little hard when you're sitting on your back. They gotta curve to the, I guess they're right a little bit. Alright, we got 3 swimmers. Notice they flipped over so they can see where they're going and just heading for that route. Alright, first swimmers there, cheer them on. Did they get themselves pulled out of the water? Keep cheering, they're almost out of the water. Alright, there we go. First swimmers out, they get turned around to help the next swimmer out. Alright, the 3rd and 4th swimmers are headed there. Alright, slipper skippers, you're on deck. Slipper skippers. Alright, 3rd swimmers there. Cheer them on as they pull them out. 4th is on the way. Cheer them on, they're doing a great job. Oh, Megatron's fading. I think Dawson might catch Megatron. Alright, they're almost to the rock. Keep cheering them on as they get there. Looks like we're gonna have a good time out of this team.
There's Andre.
All right, first racer. Seconds in, third's almost in, and fourth is helping everybody else in. Going in, and he is out of the water. All let's see, we've got, sorry, go back a couple of years. Anyways, a couple of these guys, I'm looking to see a number of the two that have raced before have done very well. So, we'll see how they get. Okay, first place with a time of 1 minute and 10 seconds is the Boneyard Boys. Second place, Cordova with a time of 1 minute 37 seconds. And third place is Eli's Guys with a time of 2:20, which I would say is soon to be beat. First two racers in the wrap third is right there. All right, in the clear water. Give them a hand. Great job. Lay down and get into it. Just however, you just have to make sure it's fully closed and sealed. We got our first racer in the water. And again, JROTC 2 or 1 is on deck. JROTC 1. And Bayside is up after that, and Bayside will be our final team. All right, the zipper checkers have signed off, and our final third and fourth swimmers are in the water.
Sure is.
You guys can take your fins down, that'd be great. All right, first swimmer is almost, I never noticed, you guys have really nice matching t-shirts, JROTC. All right, first swimmer's in. Second swimmer is almost there.
Braxton, is that like lemonade, like real sweet? Or is it just lemon water?
Yes, and it's a little sweet, but it's pretty good.
All right, second one's there. Hold in.
We don't have any more spare pants.
Hey, we're not going to go down the hill.
All right, third swimmer and fourth is almost there. Pulled out of the water, Peter. Good job, guys. We'll have you time here shortly. You're in your orange puppy jacket. You can still fit your suit.
Yeah, so they might have to totally
All right, first racer, ready for the survival race. All right, second swimmer in the water, third in, and fourth. Again, our final team, make sure to cheer them on. Appreciate everybody being here for our 46th survival suit race. I know two of these suits were borrowed suits. They had a bit of an issue with suits, so they were able to borrow some from people, and Cody ran around and grabbed them so that they could be our final team today.
They're all going
All right, we've got our first swimmer almost in the raft. All right, first swimmer's in. And then as soon as these swimmers are out, I'll read their time, and then I'm going to announce our first, second, and third place winners. They'll come over, get their picture taken, get their plaque. First place team just get pictures. So, second swimmer out of the water.
Yeah.
Third swimmer almost out of the water.
But you're more than welcome to go and hang out.
All right, we all out of the water. All right, I'm going to give you a time shortly, but I want to read these real quick. So our first place team, the Boneyard Boys, they're all surfers, but more importantly,